Hi darlings, welcome back to my makeup garden. It's Liz. So I have in front of me the NYX Beetlejuice collection. So I only grabbed a couple of items. I grabbed the eyeshadow palette, which is here. So we have this little slanty kind of cardboard component. And here's the inside. No mirror, but I'm okay with that. Cardboard packaging, so it's recyclable. Now I did already swatch and use these. Let me go ahead and insert swatches here. So that you guys can see them. So swatches, look at the swatches. Now I will say upon first application that these shimmers are not the most opaque shimmers. They are more sparkle on the eye, less, they have more transparent of a base than that, with the exception of this blue. Now this blue does kind of have like a purple shift in the pan. The shift doesn't really show up on the eye. But they did wear beautifully when I wore them the other day. So we're going to create a look with this today. Now, this retails for $18, I believe. And then this little passport, look how tiny that, firstly, it's adorable. This is the Passport to the Afterlife cheek palette here. And there are 3 shades. I did drop it, so around the edges, this is a little bit loose. But there are 3 shades here, like a kind of a lilac-y purple color, a shimmery sheer orange there, and then kind of an intense like berry. So we're going to be using these today. And then I did also pick up one of the double-ended eyeliners. I think this also retails for $13 like the face palette. And this has a multi-chrome liner on one side. So the color that I selected was like the green color, and it is shifty. It shifts from like a green and a turquoisey kind of blue to kind of like a dull pink color. And then on the other end is a black eyeliner as well. So, oops, sorry, somebody's trying to call me, is a black eyeliner here. So we're going to play with all of the items that I got. There's not a super amount, but let's go ahead and start with this cheek passport. So I think I'm a little honestly nervous about using this color, because I saw some videos where people were using it online, and it was real intense. So I'm just going to take an angled blush brush here. This one is by Firma, and I'm going to go into this berry color. Let's see what it looks like on the back of my hand first. Okay, now when I swatched this, I do already have a base down. So I'm wearing the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. I'm wearing a Revlon concealer, and I am wearing a setting powder, as well as a little bit of bronzer. So basically the stuff, the parts of my routine that I did not, that did not come in this collection, I am already wearing on my face. That is pigmented. Let's see if it'll blend out. I will say this shade, oh, wow, hate that. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Does anybody else feel like they got slapped? I actually dusted this off on the back of my hand for that reason. And it is still a lot of pigmented. So just, you know, be careful, friends. Be careful. I'm not even going to re-dip my brush yet. Just going to take a little bit of this and see. That is intense. We'll fix it though. I hope. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit more of this red color. I will say, with almost no product on the brush, this is fine. If you dip your brush in like normal when you're applying your brush, a little like how I would normally apply blush, you are going to end up with too intense. See, good intense, not good intense. You know what I mean? We'll just see what we can do. Let's see if I can buff that out just a little bit. Bring it under the eye. Now, I will say when I swatched these, this shade did not blend well in the swatches. So, all right, this is the foundation brush that I used. I'm going to go ahead and just tap this over and see if I can diffuse that just a little bit. Okay. So, very intense color. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. I think that's probably okay. I think it'll be fine. I don't know if I'm going to use this shade today. I think we may abstain from that shade just for today. But I am going to go into this orange here, and I just kind of want to put this on my cheek, but I do want to use a brush for it. I kind of want to see how it applies that way. So let me grab kind of like a highlighter brush. See what I have in here. This one will work. So I have this brush by Unearthly. This is their A4 brush. And I'm just going to go into the middle shade here, which is this orange. And let's see how this looks as a blush topper. See, now that that's settled in, it's not completely matte. Like the sheen of my skin is shining through, which I actually quite like. Okay, the orange is pretty. It's like not overwhelming, but it's pretty. Okay, cute. I like this. I'm kind of tempted to just go ahead and bring that on my brow bone. Because we're going to look for continuity here, friends. Continuity is the name of the game. Okay, it doesn't seem like it's particularly emphasizing texture or anything. All skin has texture, but doesn't look bad. Okay. I like that little orange mauve. I think it's an interesting, highlight. Do I look like I got slapped because of that blush? Yes, I do. But we'll just have to bear it. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to the eyeshadow palette. So this is an 8-pan, and the colors are really they're very pretty. I used every shade yesterday. This is not the most pigmented or blackest of blacks. And if you look, it also has sparkle in it. I will say that sparkle that's in here does kind of look glittery on the eye. But this purple is beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and go into that purple. And I'm going to, let's grab a kind of a fluffier brush. I did just wash all of my brushes, so we're good to go. I'm going to take this BK Beauty. This is a 202. And I'm going to go into the purple shade here. I kind of wish that green had a little bit darker of a base. But it doesn't, so we just kind of make do. But this purple layered up and it blended beautifully. And I just used this color all the way into my transition and just kind of buffed it out a little bit. But it worked really well. So there is a thunderhead moving in. I see. My windows are right here. And there is thunderclouds moving overhead. So if the light shifts a little bit, it's fully on my ring light and not just outside light. Okay. This is pretty. So it almost looks a little bit pinkier on my skin tone. But yeah, it wore really nicely. Here it is in the pan. So it's a little bit pinkier on the eye, but it is really pretty on me. I like this purple. I am not wearing an eye primer because I don't want to. And that's a good enough reason for me. And yeah. So I just like to buff it out. Kind of shear it out in the transition and then just layer it up near the crease. And that's what we're doing. I do like that blush on the cheek. I don't know if I like this separation here, but I like that pinkish color. I feel like it's faded a little. Has it faded a little bit, or am I just adjusting? Will you tell me in the comments? I almost feel like the blush is fading just a little bit, making it more wearable. Now I don't know what that means for longevity with it. I think that works. Okay. I always feel like I'm way better at buffing this eye than this eye. You know? I just am. I got the magic touch. Okay, so let's go ahead. I want to go into this dark shade here just to add some depth to this look. I'm going to try to stay a little bit more precise with it. I'm going to use this Davina brush here. This is a D104. It's kind of like a small blending brush. Now, these sparkles might fall over my face. We're going to see. This one's called Nightmare Material. And I want to give NYX credit. On a lot of their stuff, they don't label the shades in the front of the palette. Sometimes it's on the back. But all of these have a name and it's all right underneath. So, you know, I want to give them credit for that. Okay, let's see. I'm just taking that black shade and we're just going to go right here on the outer corner. Just to kind of add some depth. Now, I did not load up my brush because I don't want a bunch of fallout. But you can see how kind of subtle that is. Do you notice that the shimmers are almost non-existent? I don't think that this is a confetti shade that you're going to get those like super sparkles if you want that. This isn't the shade to do it with, I think. I just foresee those sparkles becoming fallout. That's kind of what's on my mind. But it applies fine. See, just a little bit of deepening. Like I said, it's not an intense black color. It's more of like a charcoal-y kind of color with some sparkle in it. Just enough sparkle in it to make you question your life choices. Okay, I went a little far with that than I wanted to, but we'll buff it and move on. Now, regardless, even see how tactful I was trying to be, there's still a little bit of fallout. But I kind of expect that with the darker shades, and I usually do my eye makeup first, but for the purposes of this video, I wanted to do my base first and get it out of the way. So, okay. And let's I wonder if that fallout is going to stick to my cheek. I hate fallout. I usually do my eye makeup first for that reason, because I am garbage at cleaning out fallout. I've tried the tape trick. I've tried using a fluffy brush. I've tried putting extra setting powder and buffing it away. I'm just not good at dealing with it. Okay, get this in my little crease in there. Are we about even in terms of depth? I think this side might be a little bit darker than this side, but I do think that these blend really nicely together. Like the shadows themselves play nicely together. So considering that this palette is less than $20, you know, is that a lot though for drugstore? It is a lot for drugstore in my opinion, but okay. So let's go ahead, let's put a glitter primer on. So I wore these without a glitter primer the other day, and these shimmers are not mind-blowingly intense shimmers. They're not. They're not. They're more transparent based. They're more sparkle than they are that. So just so you're aware, if you were looking for that like green or that silver to be like super intense on the eye, nope, not gonna happen. Now I applied it two ways. Last time I wore it, I applied it two ways. I did apply with my finger and I also applied with a brush, and it was subtle both times. So just know that if you're looking for intense base, maybe go with something else like a Beauty Bay, because you're not going to get those from this. Okay, so see, I do have some creasing there. That's a two-part problem. That's one, because my eye creases there naturally, and sometimes it just does it because it feels like it. And two, it is a black shade, and anytime there's a dark shade like that, that's what happens to my eyes. So I do kind of want to use the green on the lid today, like all over the lid. So I'm going to grab this brush here. This is a Beauty Bay 2, or not Beauty Bay. This one, BK Beauty 203. I'm going to go into the shade right here, Afterlife, Afterlife Forever. I bet just after, look at the dip after just like a couple of uses. I've used it twice. This is the second time. I bet you could hit pan in that shade pretty easily. I'd be willing to bet that this palette would probably be easy to pan. So do you see what I mean about it being more of a subtle shimmer? It's very subtle. Is it sparkly on the eye? Yes, it is sparkly, but it is subtle. So if you were looking for intense green, me thinks no. But it is pretty. Now, last time I used this palette, I used this green specifically on my inner corner, and it was lovely. It made for a lovely, subtle inner corner sparkle. But it is not going to make your whole eyes be like bedazzled, you know? But it is a very nice, like sparkly kind of shimmer. See, it's just a nice sparkle. Now, I could see hitting pan on this like pretty quickly, just because the shadow itself does not have an opaque base. And because it doesn't have an opaque base, the compulsion to add more is definitely there. But yeah, there's already a good dip in it. That's funny. All right. Sweep that over a little bit. I do think it's really pretty. I think that the sparkle is just kind of nice, you know? All right, so I do think I need to take that black though and even things out just a little bit. I have a little bit of a wing on my right eye, which is that one. And then this eye doesn't really have that shape, so there we go. Is that better? I think that's a little bit better. Okay, we'll just do that. Okay. All right, so I do want to add a little bit of this blue tone to the outer corner out here, just kind of playing with it a little bit. Like I said, it does have a little bit of a purple shift in the pan. It is not noticeable, like not as noticeable, I should say, on the eye. But let's go ahead and tap some of this on out here. Just to keep that depth going, add a little bit of fun, you know. It is a pretty blue though. Again, this is more of a black-based shimmer, but it is not like crazy opaque. So you don't get that same intensity as you would like a Divina shadow, you know? Or even a Blend Bunny shadow at this point. Okay, so that's fun. Now we gotta do something on our inner corner. I quite like a matte inner corner. So I want to go into this white shade here. I'm going to grab this Game Beauty. This is the EO9. And I'm going to go into the white here and just kind of place that on my inner corner. For a white powder in an inexpensive palette, I will give this one credit. When I put this on, I was like, see, do you see what I mean? The nice thing is because I have that purple down, it's kind of mixing with that purple a little bit and kind of giving me like a lighter purple inner corner. Something a little more subtle, but it's nice. I like this. Okay. And I do want to use that shimmer, so I'm going to wipe off that brush. And I'm going to take this silver right here. I'm going to place this on my... Actually, let's do something on our lower lash line too. Let's do that. I think I'm just going to grab this purple brush, like the brush I used for the purple. The purple is called Bio Exorcism. I'm just going to run that on my lower lash line without adding any additional product. I don't want it to be like super overwhelming. So I want it to be kind of subtle. You know, just a little something. Just a little something where it's not completely like that concealer color. All right, I'm going into the silver, which is called Pearly Gates. And I'm just going to place this on the lower lash line here. You notice I do have some shimmer fallout. So just know if you use a brush, you're much more likely to have that, the fallout, okay? Lower lash here, lovely. I do have a mirror in my hand here, so. I am the person that uses a palette mirror, so this not having one, well, it's fine. Especially for something gimmicky, that's fine. But I'm the person that uses a palette mirror. Okay, I am gonna take my finger, just place a little bit of that. I actually want to place that in the brow bone because it shears out. Like, look how nice that is as a brow bone color. All right. A little much. I was trying to do it in the camera. Okay. So let me go ahead and do liner and lashes, and I will be right back. I don't know if I'm going to use the black eyeliner from the NYX. So I also got this NYX eyeliner. What I will probably do is place the green that's in this on my waterline there. And we'll see. I don't think I'm going to do a liner, a black liner, but maybe I'll use this in my tight line up there. Okay, all right, darling. So this, this is a completed look. What do we think? I think it's lovely. I do. I think that it's not an overstated, not an overwhelming kind of look. Like this could be a colorful look that you wear every day. And some people might go, oh no, that's way too much. But I actually don't think it is, especially with the looks that I normally do. For me, this would be more subtle. Like, it just is. But I think that it came out really nicely. I did mess up my eyeliner there a little bit. I messed it up a little bit. That's okay. So that's on the eyeliner. This, not the easiest. It's kind of it's a brush tip. On the tight line, not effective. On the upper lash line, I just did a small wing. I didn't do anything crazy. It was fine. It was fine. Is it the most opaque black eyeliner I've ever used? No, but it's fine and it's affordable. The multi-chrome liner here, I did go ahead and use that in my waterline there, which actually looks very pretty. In the waterline, I think that little pop of lightness is making my eyes look so much more like open. But I think that part is actually lovely. So, yeah, love it. I think even the cheek, I think, settled in. I think the cheek looks really nice now. I was really nervous about it at first because it's super pigmented, but tell me what your thoughts are. Did you pick this collection up in the, from the store? Did you pick it up? Wow, that was weird. Did you pick this collection up? Do you like it? Are you going to go see Beetlejuice 2? I'm going to go see Beetlejuice 2, and I don't go to the movies that much, but I'm going to go see that. Mainly because I love Jenna Ortega. I do. I love Jenna Ortega. But anyway, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I love your faces, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye!